Namaskar, I Vishwarupa welcome you all to Uday India Digital. Today, against the backdrop of France burning, I'll talk about Chandrayaan-3 successfully taking off from Sriharikota and India's space program. At 2:35 p.m. today, India's Chandrayaan-3 took off from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh, carrying the dreams of the whole country. If the mission is successful, India will be the fourth country to set foot on the moon. Chandrayaan, which means moon vehicle in Sanskrit, was constructed on a budget of slightly under $75 million. Its goal is to send a rover to the moon and establish India as a powerful player in space exploration. The GSLV Mark III heavy lift launch vehicle, also known as the Bahubali rocket, carried the moon lander Vikram. The GSLV, now known as Launch Vehicle Mark III, is 43.5 meters tall, or about half the height of Delhi's Qutub. The spacecraft is scheduled to touch down on the moon on August 23 after a voyage that will last more than 40 days. After its most recent lunar mission in July 2019 failed, the Indian Space Research Organization is crossing its fingers. The primary flaw in the most recent Chandrayaan-2 mission was the initiation of off-nominal condition in the system. There were no nominal things. Additionally, the craft was unable to manage the abnormal circumstance for a secure landing. India's mooncraft will make history when it touches down in the moon's south pole, where water molecules have been discovered. The discovery, which was made during India's maiden lunar mission in 2008, had stunned the entire globe. There are three primary goals for the mission. It must first successfully land on the moon in a safe and soft manner. Secondly, its Pragya rover ought to have the ability to navigate the lunar surface. Third, it ought to carry out research concentrating on the composition of the moon. India has had a space program for more than 60 years, since the country was still a young republic and was suffering from the pains of a bloody partition. The nation was no match for the aspiration of the US and the former Soviet Union, which were far ahead in the space race when it launched its first rocket into space in 1963. India now has the fifth largest economy in the world and is the most populous country. It has a sizable young population and is home to an expanding innovation and technological center. Additionally, under Modi, India's space goals have been playing catch-up. PM Modi sees India's space program as a sign of the nation's rising significance on the international stage after being elected in 2014 on an agenda of nationalism and future greatness. India launched the Mangalyaan spacecraft into orbit around Mars in 2014, becoming the first Asian country to do so. The mission cost $74 million to launch, less than the $100 million Hollywood spent on the space drama Gravity. India set a record by launching 104 satellites in one operation 3 years later. PM Modi, in a rare broadcast address, said that India has shot down one of its own satellites in an alleged anti-satellite test in 2019, making it one of only 4 nations to have done so. In the same year, India's former head of ISRO, Kailasa Sivan, stated that the country intended to launch a space station by 2030. The International Space Station, a multinational project, and China's Tiangong Space Station are the only space stations currently accessible to expedition crews. Space technology has become one of India's hottest investment industries due to its rapid development and innovation, and foreign leaders seem to have taken notice. The White House stated that when Modi and US President Joe Biden met in Washington last month on a state visit, they both desired greater cooperation in the space sector. Additionally, India has space aspirations beyond the moon and Mars and is planning to send an orbiter to Venus and Sun. The launch of Chandrayaan-3 is a significant event in the global space race, and the success of this mission would further solidify its position as a leading spacefaring nation. The success of Chandrayaan-3 would send a strong message to the world that India is a serious player in this race. Overall, the launch of Chandrayaan-3 is a major event with far-reaching implications. The success of this mission would be a major boost for India's space program and its economy, and it would further solidify India's position as a leading spacefaring nation. The success of Chandrayaan-3 would be a major milestone for India and for the global space race. It would show that India is a serious player in the field of space exploration, and it would help to pave the way for future missions to the moon and beyond. Well, this was it for today. Stay tuned for more such news.